All right, guys, we're back with the newest episode of the Envisions Podcast. I don't know what number we're on.
17?
We'll figure it out later. But we're here with Keyshawn, longtime
Yes,
friend.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Keyshawn, if you want to introduce yourself, talk a little bit about what you do.
I'm an artist. I go by the name of omgitsfendi. I run a brand. I do a lot of things in the creative scene out here and just around the country, really. I just be doing a lot, you know.
Sweet.
Where did the name come from, the omgitsfendi?
Um,
I've been wondering that.
It came in high school, like when I was at Envision prep, and like we would just be messing around, just freestyling, and I would just always like rhyme stuff with Fendi, and like instead of saying like, oh, that's valid, or like that's like, I would just say that's Fendi. And then, or like instead of saying like, oh, it's valid to slide, I'd be like, oh, it's Fendi to slide. Or like, I would just say it's Fendi. And then like, it just kind of grew from there when I started taking music serious.
Yeah, that's crazy. So back at Winchendon Prep, how long were you there? You reclassed there, didn't you?
Yeah, I
If I'm not mistaken?
reclassed. I reclassed after my junior year at Oakmont. And then I did 2 years.
2 years for basketball?
Yeah.
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 So you want to start with basketball?
Yeah.
All right, let's go back to
I haven't
basketball.
talked about ball
All right,
in a minute. No
and
cap.
then we'll turn into rap from there. All right, so how'd you get started in basketball?
Since I can remember, I was hooping. Because my dad, he was a D1 hooper. He played
Coach
pro out in Uruguay. So, like, as long as I can remember, I've just been hooping. For real, yeah.
I've been hooping with Keyshawn since he had a flat top.
Nah, for real, the flat
Middle
top
school,
days.
bro. I remember that.
funny.
The OG days, man. Yeah, for sure, yeah.
Flat tops were hot back then.
Nah, word. Out of nowhere, too. Just everybody had a flat top. Everybody. For real.
That's crazy because I think you were in 7th grade, I was in 6th.
Yeah.
And then we played in middle school for a little bit.
Yes.
And I went to Monty Tech, you went to Oakmont.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's like 10, 12 years ago now.
Yeah, that's crazy to think about. That's over 10 to 12 years ago, because that's like 2012. That's like 12 years
That's crazy.
ago. Like,
We're
that was
old.
almost 12. Yeah, we're getting old. We're getting there,
Damn.
man.
Continuing with basketball, after Winchendon Prep, you reclassed, played for a couple years, and where'd you go?
I went to Franklin Pierce. I got a full scholarship to play there.
Mm-hmm.
That was a great experience. Definitely changed everything for me.
You played there all 4 years?
No, I only did 2 years and then dropped out to do the music stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So was basketball something you wanted to do, or did you think it was something that, like, your dad kind of said you're going to do it, or?
I think it was something I definitely wanted to do, and I bring a lot of things from basketball into what I do now, so I don't really regret playing basketball.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun, and I still love basketball. So it was definitely something that my dad definitely pushed, but it was something that I love to do. So,
Right.
Yeah.
So how was the choice into, like, dealing with, like, switching and dropping out?
I mean, it was not that hard for me. I think it was more difficult for like people who knew me to like understand what I was trying to do.
Okay. Yeah.
Took them a little bit till I started to really like make moves with this for people to understand. But for me, it was easy. It was like a no-brainer. Like I was just trusting my gut, and it's been going pretty well.
Pretty good. How long has it been now?
3 years. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
I
3
dropped
years.
out in May of 2021. So, yeah,
Okay.
It's been 3 years.
Wow.
A little over 3 years, yeah.
Yeah,
Good for you.
That's awesome.
Did injuries play a role?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I
Just didn't want to do it.
It was completely up to me.
I think that's true for a lot of things. I feel like there's a lot of things that are pushed to us when we're like younger.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, like you should be doing this, and then it's just like you get to a point where you're like, all right, that's just not me.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what it
Yeah.
was. Like, I feel like people see me, like, especially like around here that knew me before, see me as like a hooper that decided to do music. But I feel like I've always been an artist, and I just happen to be good at basketball. So that's how I like to see it.
How long have you been doing, like, rap stuff?
I've
music
been
stuff?
like around music for as long as I can remember. Because I was in band in middle school, like even like since 4th grade I was in band. I did marching band in high school.
Oh, really?
Like,
Okay.
Yeah, I've
What'd you
always
play?
loved music. I was in the drum line.
Okay.
I always did percussion.
Okay.
I always loved that stuff. Because like when I was mad little, my favorite movie was Drumline with Nick Cannon. I always wanted to be like Nick Cannon in Drumline, for real. So like I've always had a love for music.
That's crazy.
Yeah, for as long as I can remember.
So how does like the things that you learned in basketball kind of correlate to everything that you're doing in music?
I think when you're chasing something that you love, you know, there's going to be a lot of trials and tribulations that you go through. And I feel like dealing with those trials and tribulations in basketball, it made it a lot easier to go through the trials and tribulations of the creative world that I'm in now, and just staying consistent. Like you know, like how I was always in the gym, it's the same thing. Like I'm always in the studio or just working on something. Always, every day, it has to be an everyday thing if you want to be successful, if you want to be great at something. And I learned that from basketball.
Right.
No, I feel like I see the connection to like artists, creative people from athletes. It's over and over again. I was the same way, always playing 3 seasons, 4 season sports.
Yeah.
Something like that. You know Trill Manny?
Yes.
We had him on a while ago. That's what he was saying too.
Yeah.
We had him on back in like February, and that's what he was saying too. He was a really high level football player. And he used to get up, do all this crazy shit, like 4 a.m. workouts, all this stuff. And then when he switched, he was able to so easily just switch into working every day consistently.
Yeah.
And competing against himself. And he had no problems with it.
Exactly, yeah.
I think there's another thing too, like you were saying, being able to be competitive, but also competitive with yourself versus other people.
Exactly.
Because you know that you have to go to the gym every day. You're competing against yourself to get better. Because I think people who aren't athletes just focus on other people and compare themselves way too much versus like we know how to just get in and do what we need to do because we can trust the process.
The day before.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. And in like the creative scene, it's terrible to compare yourself to somebody else.
It's over.
And you have to focus on what you're doing. Otherwise,
100%.
it's just terrible for your mental. No matter what you're doing in the creative scene, if you're an artist in any sense, comparing yourself to anybody or just competing with anybody, it's just not the way to go. It's not good for your mental. It's not good for the art.
Right, exactly.
No, it's not. It's also like the creative industry is like such a tough place because like people only really show their successes. They never show their struggles.
Exactly.
Like there can be times where an artist was making music for like 10 years, nothing happens, but then they get like one hit and it goes viral, and then everybody just sees that one hit, but then like they don't see what they had to go through to get there. So it's like the creative industry is just like toxic in its own way because you can never know like how much somebody has worked and what they had to do. You just see them as being successful.
Exactly, and that's all a byproduct of just social media in general, which is just everyone's just life highlight reels and makes everyone's life seem amazing, way better than it really is. So, I mean, it's just a byproduct of that.
Absolutely.
Going back to like our upbringing, of course, like we're all Gardner boys. Like, how do you think?
Wait,
like,
you're from Gardner?
Yeah, I am too.
Really?
Yeah.
He's a child though. He was like he's a child though. So we
what
didn't
class?
22.
23. Oh.
So you're Jalen's age.
Yes. Yeah, we were in the same class in like middle school. Yeah.
Oh, all right, word.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, going back to what I was saying, just like all of us being Gardner, how do you think that really like plays into you as a creative?
I think it's hard at first because there's really like no creatives coming out of Gardner. So it just kind of took a lot of mental toughness to just say, all right, I'm going to do this and not care what nobody thinks, because it's like, if you're the only one doing something like that, people are going to think you're crazy, especially being in Gardner. Everyone's, nothing wrong with it, but like 9 to 5, like just, you know, settling down and stuff like that. And that's just not who I am. I want to chase dreams, and I feel like people just think that's crazy. That's such a crazy concept.
Yeah, exactly.
In Gardner. So
I don't know if you can relate to this, but like when we were like coming up, when I was telling people when I was younger, like, oh, like I want to start a brand or I want to do this, they would be like, you can't do that, you're from Gardner. Like, did anybody ever say that to you?
I heard that for basketball. I heard that for basketball. I heard it for music, and it's just really about just pushing through that and breaking those barriers. Because when you do go up, all the kids from Gardner get the inspiration from that, and then it just starts everything. So I think it's so important that people like us are doing what we're doing, being based out of Gardner. You know?
Exactly.
It's important not only for us, but it's also important for the community, for the kids. Like that's like one of my biggest things is I definitely want to inspire the kids of Gardner because
same thing with us.
You know, before like when we were growing up, there was nobody to really look up to.
Exactly.
In this stuff, so just being that is just super important.
I completely agree.
So when you last summer in June you had the concert here.
Yes.
Okay, so how exciting was that for you to like bring that back here?
It was awesome. I love bringing stuff back. I love bringing stuff to the community. I wish I could do it more. And one day I'll be able to do it a lot more consistently. But it's just always bringing stuff back to the community. It's just always amazing feeling. So I mean, it was great.
That's super cool.
Yeah, I actually couldn't attend that, but I think you messaged us to be a vendor.
Yes.
At that, but then we couldn't make it. Didn't you shoot it?
Yeah, I shot it.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that relates to like with the fashion show that we just came off of is like we wanted to do something that was like very high scale in like the fashion community in Fitchburg, which of course like, you know, it is in Gardner, it's a little bit bigger in Gardner, but there still hasn't been like a big fashion scene here, and I think that that's what we were trying to build with that show. So like bringing out, we had like $5 million worth of cars there. We had like 3 Lambos, like 3 Ferraris, we had the Rolls Royce, like bringing that, and then like all the brands and the designers and the models all coming from like Worcester and Boston and Rhode Island and just bringing them all to Fitchburg. I feel like that was something that was like really special for us because, you know, when I was younger, and I'm sure you can relate, like we didn't really have car shows to go to. We didn't have fashion shows to go to.
It was dead, completely dead, like for anything like that. There's nothing to do.
There's nothing to do. We would just go to the park every single day.
Yeah.
And that was a vibe. That was a vibe.
Pulaski days, man.
Pulaski, Greenwood, Jackson Park.
Yeah.
I remember one time I crossed you up in Jackson Park. That was the highlight of my life.
I don't remember that. I don't think that happened.
It was the highlight of my life. I promise you. I don't remember who else was there.
Nah, there's no video though, so it don't count.
It
don't count.
We have to run it back.
I'm down. I'll still be hooping.
You definitely could, bro. So
that's funny.
I know you said before we started the show, I know you said you were moving to LA. How you feeling about that?
I'm excited. It's a week away. I'm just excited to get out there and just see what this new chapter has in store. For real, yeah.
Do you have like some people that you're already connected with there that like you already have a kind of a base set there?
Yeah, I have a few friends. I have my friend Erin. She runs a brand called Eccentric. She's a stylist. She's done a lot of great work. Just styling in general. She worked with like a lot of big names. She styled some people at like the BET Awards. Stuff like that. Then my homie Joe, he runs a business called Artist Link. He's the CEO. I have my friend Carlos. He skates for Jaden Smith.
Oh, really?
So yeah, I mean, I have a ton more homies just out there. I've been going to LA since 2020. I've been there like 5 or 6 times. So I've been tapping in for a while. And now it's the time to really take that step and be out there for good.
That's huge.
That's huge.
Yeah. What are you trying to get out of it?
Honestly, I just want to get as many resources as I can that I can bring back here. To be honest. And like what you guys are doing with the fashion shows, bringing people out, the same thing I'm trying to do.
Yeah, it's definitely difficult because even out here, I feel like the people that want to see us lose the most are the people that are nearest us.
Exactly.
Which makes it like very difficult because it's like, damn, like we came from the same place. Like, why are you hating on me?
Yeah, it's like, it's weird because it's like when you first start, it's like the hate. And then when you start to really like do some cool stuff, then it's like instead of hating, they just kind of turn away and kind of ignore it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And like I feel like that's where I'm at the point right now. I don't know where it is for y'all, but like once you start really doing stuff that's cool, instead of the hating and oh they're never gonna do nothing, it's like oh they just turn away and just kind of ignore it. But I feel like you just keep knocking at the door. It's like you can only ignore something for so long.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I feel like
We definitely see that.
we see that a lot.
Yeah. It's probably the similar point. It's interesting. It's unfortunate, but like I guess that's the sign to kind of it's your time to expand, go somewhere else.
It is what it is.
Yeah. I feel like haters are just like, it's weird because like you are a reflection of what they couldn't be, if that makes sense. Because like I feel like the way that all stems from is just like they see you trying to do something, and then initially they're just kind of like, oh, he's not going to be able to do it, yada yada. And then like when they see you doing it, they're just kind of like, if he can do it, why couldn't I do it? And then they just like, it hurts them, you know?
Yeah. Especially when you don't give up.
Right.
And you just keep pushing, and they're like, damn, like when is this dude gonna give it up and get that 9 to 5 like I got and work at this factory and fold boxes all day or do something stupid?
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
And it's because they never took the chance or that risk, and they just reject it. And I think it's just a projection.
It's a projection. I completely agree.
So what are you trying to build right now? Because I've seen, I don't know, I see all sorts of stuff coming out.
A lot.
A lot, yeah.
Like the backlot is everything.
What is it?
Everything.
Everything?
Backlot, everything. Like the backlot, technically, what I call, when someone asks me what the backlot is, I say that it's the essence of New England.
Okay.
So whether it be anything, visual, audio, even food, like I want to just do everything, because I feel like even food is an art. Like every sort of art, like make cars, like everything. I want to branch out into everything that I can possibly do. I can't do everything, but I'm gonna try to do as much as I can.
Right.
And just go crazy with it. But it starts with the music, I think. So
yeah, it's definitely important to like build your foundation in one thing before you like expand it to other things.
Yeah, you don't want to stretch yourself too thin.
Right. Yeah, I think that's kind of the thing that we're struggling with too. Is like there's a lot of things that we just keep getting involved in more and more things.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yes,
So
I think
it's
we
just
all
like-
do.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, you can't say no to it because it's a good opportunity.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, if I do this is gonna like.
Yeah, nah, I feel you. It's just, you just gotta try and keep up.
Yeah.
For real, that's what it is. And the people that just keep trying, like you'll figure it out. You know? It's just a matter of you just gotta be really good at juggling.
Time management's huge.
Yeah.
I think people really underestimate how big time management is, whether it be like, oh, you have to make time to record, but you also have to make time for like whatever day job or whatever side hustle you're doing so you can like pay the bills.
Exactly.
Still got to keep up with like some friends and family.
You still gotta sleep.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that be taking the biggest hit is the sleep.
Yeah, I never get enough sleep.
For real.
It's not a good habit.
Especially being like an artist, you just are always up late.
Yep.
And then you gotta wake up for your job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Being a creative sucks too, because I feel like the most creative we are is in the middle of the night.
Yeah. Literally.
Yeah.
Literally like between like 1 and 3 a.m.
Yeah.
It's just like the worst time to be up if you have a job in the morning.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, you're gonna be thinking of like some crazy design, and if you
Like
don't
literally last night I was up at 2 a.m. and I was watching YouTube and I was literally taking notes on how to like start a record label for like an hour.
Sweet.
Just literally like at 2 a.m. It was just random, but it was like that's what I just felt inspired at that time.
Exactly. It's like the one point a day too where it's actually calm.
Yeah.
And like, there's nothing else bothering me. No distractions. So I'd start doing stuff, thinking. Are you gonna have a day job when you get out there?
Probably, yeah. For the time being, yeah. I mean, I definitely need something. I don't know if it's gonna be full time. Hopefully, I'm trying to get something part time.
Okay.
But I mean, honestly, just so I can get my on my feet and figure out my bearings. Yeah.
Right.
Definitely.
Yeah, makes sense.
Definitely. For the time being, yeah.
Yeah. For us, like being an artist, is there like, of course, the biggest thing like you're trying to make money from is like the music. Is there like other things that like artists can do to make money? Like, is it like making and selling beats or like
Yeah, you
producing
can make
songs or-
beats. I mean, I make money like from this artist stuff that I do. There's a lot of ways that I can make money, like photography. I do Fendi mixes, which is like basically a DJ mix of somebody's song,
Okay.
and they do pretty well on SoundCloud. So people pay for those. I shoot music videos. That's
Okay.
another avenue. I throw shows. That's good money.
Yeah.
Ticket sales from shows is good.
Mm-hmm.
The brand, that's money. There's a lot of ways that you can make money. You just have to
Right.
go out and get there.
Yep. You said you were shooting the music videos yourself?
Yeah.
Do you shoot and edit and everything?
Yeah, I shoot and I edit.
Okay.
Yeah, all
Sweet.
that.
Self-taught?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been doing video edits since I was a kid.
Oh,
So
okay,
I've been
cool.
shooting videos since
That's
I was
awesome.
a kid too. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
How far away do you think you are from being able to go full time? If
In
that's what you
music?
want to do. Yeah. What do you need to do?
I mean, if I start the label,
Yeah.
then if I start the label or I get a deal.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just a matter of like one song doing well.
Yeah.
I mean, regardless, if I just started the label, but it's just a lot of work and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah.
So, I mean, it's hard to tell. It could literally be like something happens like next week.
Exactly.
And I just
Yeah.
blow up, or like it could be like I could be working a job for 3 years.
Right.
It's just whenever.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
I'm not really too worried about it because
Right.
I know it's gonna happen sometime.
Yeah. Exactly.
If you keep putting in the work, there's really no way you can fail.
Slow motion better than no motion.
Right, exactly.
Exactly.
How do you deal with like oversaturation in like music? Because there definitely is like a lot of people that are artists nowadays. So how do you deal with like oversaturation? How do you like stand out from it?
I think I just don't listen to a lot of people. I try and focus on what I like and not listen to what's popping. Sometimes the popping stuff is fire,
Right.
and sometimes it's like being in the industry, I can tell what is popping because it's really popping, or it's popping because it's being backed by a label or
Right.
a deal or some sort of motor.
Right.
And not a lot of people can't tell that.
Okay.
Because I couldn't tell that before I got into the industry.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. I just try and find as much inspiration as I can. Just continue to keep my head down and just be the best I can be.
Okay.
It goes back to what we were talking about earlier, with just trying to be better than you were the day before.
Yep.
And it's been working.
Yeah. Where do you go for your musical inspiration? Who's your favorite artists?
It changes a lot. Like right now, I'm listening to a lot of Fleetwood Mac.
Okay. Sweet.
I love Fleetwood Mac. I just got hip to them.
Okay.
I've been listening to Teddy Pendergrass, which is an old. He was like around in like the 70s and 80s. He's like a soul R&B type of dude.
Yeah.
Fire. I like him a lot. The OG inspirations are always going to be Tyler, the Creator, like Frank Ocean.
Yeah.
Obviously Playboy Cardi, Uzi, Yachty, all them people, obviously. But I've been trying to just expand my ears as much as I can and just listen to. I love music, so I love getting hip to new music. So it's just expanding my ears, and just finding new inspiration. Like I've been finding the inspiration from like some of my friends, like Bree Stacks, Cash Kenny, Jib. Just a lot of my friends have been making a lot of fire music, and just, been listening to their stuff, like Tracy, like everybody for real that I be around. I take inspiration from everything that I'm around.
That's exciting. That's all. That makes the most sense because you can dig stuff out of bigger artists too. But
Exactly.
honestly, nothing is cooler than seeing other people around you do it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's really what it
Like,
comes down to.
Like my friend Kenny, she sent me her album. It's like my favorite thing right now. I've been listening to it like nonstop for real. Yeah.
What's been like the craziest thing that's happened to you? And like, I think you said you've been in music for like 3 years. What's been like some of the highlights?
I met Jaden Smith.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah, through my friend Carlos.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was pretty cool. We didn't talk much.
No.
But it was still a cool experience. Just to like actually meet him. I probably will hopefully get to further that connection in the future. Just being out in LA now.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was cool. I met Uzi. That was cool because we actually talked.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah, he was showing love too. It was cool. Meeting Uzi was cool. I met him in the most random place. I met him in Burlington, Vermont.
Actually?
Yeah.
What
it was
was
his
he
first
doing
time
there?
in Vermont. He
Yeah,
was
I can't
watching,
imagine.
it was at a show and he was watching. Like he pulled up with the headliner.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was very cool. It was a cool
Yeah.
experience. I've been, I don't know. I think probably shooting the behind the scenes vlog for Baby Santana. That was very cool.
okay.
That was
That's
a
fun.
great experience. Yeah, cool dude. He's a cool dude. I don't know, there's a lot of cool stuff that's happened.
Yeah.
Like just little things, but I feel like, you know, a lot of like meeting Uzi was definitely inspiring.
no, that's
meeting
crazy.
Uzi was hella inspiring because like back in high school, like huge Uzi
Yeah.
guy,
Yeah.
you know, and just being able to meet him and for him to like show love, that was hella
That's awesome.
cool.
Yeah, it's huge.
I met one of my favorite artists, Quinn, in New York, and Quinn actually knew like just by me saying my name, like just named one of my songs that they liked. So that was
That's so cool.
crazy, like
Yeah.
because I listen to Quinn like all the time. So that was like there's a lot of rewarding experiences. Like you go through a lot, and then you'll get like that like one or two rewarding
Yep.
experiences, and it's
Yeah.
just like makes everything worth
Yep.
it. It's awesome. It's real awesome.
And it's always the most random thing, too.
And
It's
it'll be
never
like you
expected.
won't expect it. Like
No.
I met Quinn like in New York. Like we were just walking, and I just seen Quinn in an empanada mama's like randomly, and I was like, "There's no way that's Quinn." And like we talked.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
That's sick. I think when we were at New York, we were at a New York Got Soul, and you know Fabio Foreign?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was there. He was like the special guest at the event, and then everyone was like giving him clothes, giving him shoes, all that. So then I went and I gave him the hat off my head, and he grabbed it and he was like, "Yo, like this is super dope." He put it on, and then like the event organizer was trying to like take it off of him, and he was like, "Nah, like I'm keeping this," and he came over and dapped me up.
That's hard.
That was a
That's
really cool
fire.
experience.
It's
That's
just
fire.
so random, though. You just never know.
Yeah.
Like, not at all expected.
Yeah, no, word. Like it'd be like those moments just like make up for every like all the like hard work and like
Yeah.
the failures and stuff like that. It just
Yeah.
makes up for it for real.
I think that's the thing too that a lot of people don't realize is like they think that you need to be like so connected or like you need to know these people. I feel like when you start doing something and you just like keep working at it, the right people just like show up in front of you.
Yeah, like you don't have to like obviously you have to go out there and get it, but if you're working, like the opportunities will come to you. They will
Yeah.
find you for
Right,
sure. The connections will find you. You just have to go out and be willing
Right.
to put that work in.
Yeah, you literally just have to put in the work, and then eventually so and so will hear about you, or like you just have a random encounter, and then like,
Exactly, yeah.
yeah, it's the best encounter you ever had. And just
Changes everything.
changes everything. Even like when we first started the brand, we were at I was at the Worcester Mosque. I was literally there because like I had to get my car fixed. So then like I just went to Friday prayer, and after prayer like I was like saying hi to people, and I said hi to this random guy. I didn't know him, but he ended up to be a professional boxer. His name was Jermaine Ortiz, and he's from Worcester. But yeah, like he invited me out to like his boxing gym. I got a picture of like him with like some of the clothing, and I gave him some
That's
gear.
fire.
But like literally just said hi to a random guy. Like you never know.
You
who
never expected.
Yeah, like that it was just cool. Like
Yeah.
just when we started the brand, and then I don't know. It's just keep working at it, and then things just
Yeah.
end up happening.
Exactly.
Early on, when you started, what were some of the first, or yeah, how did you sort of make the first connections for your career?
I was just whatever connections I had,
Yeah.
I was just reaching out,
Mm-hmm.
just DMing, spam DMing anything that I thought was cool, anybody who I thought was cool, any brands I thought were fire.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yo, like let me shoot some free like promo vid for you or something like that. Or like if I had a friend out in LA, I was like, yo, let me spend the weekend out there just tapping in, just anything that I could, any place where I could get my foot in the door. I was just trying. I was just reaching out everywhere I could, and I was like, something's got to hit.
Right.
And I started making connections that way, and then like you just got to stay hungry for real, and I just kept doing that, and I still do that. I still will reach out to people. Well, now I have my management reach out to people and stuff like that, but it's just always being willing to collaboration, because I feel like collaboration definitely
100%.
helps growth a lot.
100%.
It's hard being in the scene because it does get weird, and sometimes people don't have your best interests at mind and at heart. So definitely have to watch out for stuff like that. But as you go through the trials and tribulations, you kind of learn what's for you and what's not for you, what's a good opportunity and what's not. You don't have to just take every opportunity.
Right, yeah.
So
gotta pick and choose.
In the beginning, it was just trying to find opportunities, trying to make anything happen out of nothing.
Right, yeah. I think that was the thing too, like coming out of Gardner is like, we really had no connections.
You can't really do it in Gardner. You gotta go out. You gotta go to Boston. You gotta go to New York. You gotta go to all these places. But I mean, if you really love it, you're gonna do it. That's how I felt. I was like, if I'm going to drop out, there's no going back. Like I'm not. You feel me? Like I made this choice. Like now I gotta go do it. Like I have to. So like I'm gonna do it 110% every day, and that's what I did. I just thought, all right, I'm gonna talk to 5 people today, DM 5 people today. I'll DM 5 people tomorrow, and then on top of everything else I'm doing, like recording, whether it be recording like every week, it would be like, all right, Friday, I'm gonna record. And then throughout the week, I'm DMing people and trying to just get my foot in the door anywhere I can. And that's really what got me started.
Yeah.
That's huge. That's huge.
Were you pitching yourself early on as like a videographer? And then when you showed up, you were kind of like, hold on, like check this out too?
Kind of.
Okay.
Some places I used to do that. I mean, the way I do it is I pitch myself in whatever way I think can benefit whoever I'm trying to connect with the most.
Right.
So like, if I'm meeting a videographer, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm a videographer, because like, what are we gonna do? Just both record each other? Like, it's not really much.
Exactly.
I can say, all right, I'm an artist and I need videos, stuff like that. But if it's like an artist, I'll be like, oh, I'm a videographer, I'm a producer, I run a clothing brand. Whatever the case may be, to get my foot in that door.
Honestly, makes sense. Whoever you got to be that day.
Exactly.
It's kind of fun too. You switch it up.
Yeah, it is.
Because we both do the same thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
One day you're a designer. One day you're just like an artist. And
Exactly.
One day you're
just whatever fits for the day, for real.
Yeah, I think that's the other thing too. Is I feel like a lot of people try to put a creative in a box.
Yeah.
And creative just can't be put in boxes, because it's just like if you put us in a box, like we're just gonna not stay there. Like there's really no other way to say it.
Because like there are definitely artists, like there are definitely rappers who just strictly rap. But I feel like, me personally, I feel like I'm like an artist, like in the original sense. Like I just love to create whatever I can in any form, any outlet that I can. So like it's like I try and make it impossible to put me in that box. So like, even if you do say, oh, he's just a rapper, well, I've done videos for this person, and this person. I've also done DJ mixes for this person, and this person. I've produced for this person. Like there's a lot of other things that I do other than just record on beats and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah. I think sorry.
No, you go.
I think like a good example of like other people like that is like Childish Gambino.
Yes, that is one of my biggest inspirations in this.
Yeah.
Childish Gambino and Tyler the Creator.
Yep.
How
Yep.
many different avenues they've reached is just ridiculous to me, and I want to do something like that.
Yeah. And Childish
But Childish
Gambino, which is
Gambino
like
for sure, especially in middle school, the middle school days. Oh my god!
2005.
Exactly. Yes.
That's a
Childish
banger.
Gambino is one of the biggest inspirations that I did not bring up, but Childish Gambino is
Yeah, he's huge. And he's done
not
everything.
only music, but every avenue that he's reached is mostly something that I would want to do.
Right.
Everything that he's ever wanted to do too.
Exactly. And
Dude owns a farm and made it hype,
literally did a comedy special.
Comedy,
Like
movies.
literally anything.
Yeah.
Literally anything that he
And he
wanted
was
to
great
do.
at every single one.
Yes, that's what I like. He excels at everything. Like his music is just ridiculous. Like even like now, it's just crazy.
Yeah. He's also played around in a lot of different like genres of music too.
Yes,
Which is
and it's
huge.
ridiculous. Like he's ridiculously good at it. Every trip.
That's interesting.
Great singing voice too.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's interesting too, I mean, you said that there's some that just rap. I honestly don't think there's any that just rap. I feel like they might not say anything about what else they do, but I think if you're writing stuff and you're producing all your stuff and you have any ounce of creativity, there's something else you're doing too.
Right.
They might not show
Sometimes.
it, but everyone's got something else they're doing.
Yeah, that is fair. I mean, that is also fair. Yeah, I mean, like once you like get deeper into it, you start to expand more.
Yeah,
Right.
that makes
Feel
sense
that?
too.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Yeah, I think like a lot of people like they'll do something for a certain amount of time and then eventually they're like, oh, I kind of want to pivot to this. Like, for example, Pharrell was, of course, like doing music, and then he had like the Adidas Pharrells, and then like now he's the creative director of Louis Vuitton. Yeah,
Like a Despicable Me soundtrack still.
he made a Despicable Me soundtrack.
He's made every single one.
Yeah,
He just keeps
Despicable.
doing it.
yeah, every time. Happy was for
Happy,
Despicable
Happy was
Me.
for that.
That was a banger.
All of them, he just keeps...
That was a banger.
It was overplayed.
No, but
Like
But it was a
crazy.
banger.
he's another one who's just so incredible at every single thing he does.
Yeah,
Same with Kanye.
Kanye's
Yep.
Kanye.
Kanye.
Everything.
And he's not so good at talking, but that's a different conversation.
Shout out to Kanye.
Yeah, shout out Kanye. Kanye is definitely another huge inspiration. He just does what he wants
Yeah.
every time, whether he doesn't care what anybody else
Yeah.
thinks. You know, he's just one of those people he's just truly an artist.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And I feel like that's the other thing too, is like he built up his name so much to the point that it's like, not that he can't do no wrong, because we know,
Yeah.
but like no matter what he does, as far as like clothing, he could literally make a trash bag, and he has made a trash bag, and it's just like, okay, we'll buy it because it's Kanye, you know. So like that's the other thing that like you kind of have to get to, is like kind of building your personal brand through your creativity.
Yeah. No, he's one of the greatest minds that
100%.
our generation has seen. I'll give it to
100%.
him. I would love to sit down and just talk with
Mm-hmm.
that dude for real and just learn from him. Like, he's one that I definitely want to meet. I'd be scared to meet those people though, because I don't know if they would like me or not. But
Right.
I would definitely love to have conversations with those people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, but even if like they don't like you, I feel like if you saw Kanye on the street one day and you didn't say hi, you'd probably regret that. for the
Yeah,
rest of your life.
exactly.
Yeah.
He'd probably get
exactly.
wrecked if you said hi to him.
Huh?
He'd kill you if you said hi to him.
I don't think so. I feel like
He's messed
good
up
guy,
right
yeah.
now. I don't know. Have
yeah.
to see.
There was one time when I was in Vegas. I was in Vegas with Alex Caruso. Remember Alex?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in Vegas with Alex Caruso, and then we saw Marshawn Lynch there. Yeah, he was just like by the pool, and then Alex, he was pretty big at the time. He's bigger now. Back then, he had like 100K followers on Twitter, but like we decided to just like approach Marshawn like pretty chill, just like, hey, like what's up? And then we just like go up to him and we're just like, yo, Marshawn. And he just goes, no. He was pissed, and then like we kind of like walked away because we were like, what do we do at that point?
Yeah.
But now it's just a story to tell. Cause
That's crazy.
yeah, like if we saw
never
Marshawn
know.
Lynch and then like didn't try to say something.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good times.
Are there people you look to like outside of music for musical inspiration?
Outside of music for musical inspiration? That's a good question.
That's a really good question.
That's a really good question. I've never even heard a question like that. So outside of music, for musical inspiration, I guess my family.
Okay.
You know, like I definitely want to be able to provide for my whole entire family, whether it be my immediate family, my parents and my brother, or all the way to like my extended family, like my cousins down south, just my whole entire family. Like I want to be able to create generational wealth for my family and be the person to do that. That's like another one of my biggest goals, for sure. So definitely, I guess my family and my friends, supporters. Those are the three main things outside of music. I guess it still ties into music with the supporters, but like outside of like artists and stuff like that, those for sure.
Yeah. I'd say a lot of that is just the community and just Gardner in general, because it's just like, if you get your name out there and like, even if you don't make it to like the top of the top, if like somebody else from Gardner makes it to the top of the top and he was just like, oh yeah, one of my biggest inspiration was omgitsfendi.
Exactly.
Because he was the first person to come out of Gardner. I think like that's something that people really underestimate, is like, you're building the foundations for yourself, but also for everybody else. Yeah. I think that's something that's very overlooked.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And like, I mean, that would be amazing. I feel like if I heard that, like somebody like was like, yeah, like I wasn't doing this shit, and then somebody said I wasn't doing this, and they're like, but then I seen what omgitsfendi was doing, and I just went for it. Like I want like the kids to just go out and do whatever they think is cool and just chase it.
Yeah, exactly.
As best as you can, just chase it and chase it and chase it until you can't chase it no more, and see where you are in life when you really take a step back and look how far you came. Because that's where I'm getting to now, where like I've been chasing this for so long, and I get so focused on like where I'm trying to go that I don't even realize where I'm at. Like, I literally like yesterday I was like thinking to myself, I'm like, bro, I always think like, damn, I'm not where I want to be. I'm not where I want to be. Like, I'm not who I want to be yet. And then I'm like, bro, like, you're about to move to LA and do you're about to move to LA. Like, you're taking huge steps. Like, you have thousands of monthly listeners. Like you're getting there. It's not gonna happen overnight. Like, and that's one thing I've been trying to enjoy the process more. You know, I've definitely been trying to enjoy the process more.
Yeah, sometimes you really just need to take a step back and just be like, damn, like, look how far we came.
Yeah, for real.
Damn.
Because I think, like, if tomorrow something stupid happens and you think you just failed everything, then there's still going to be those people back here that I think you'd be surprised at how many people might be looking up and seeing how far you are right now. And when you think you're failing and, like, crashing down, they're like, look where he is. Like, he's out in LA now doing this. Like, he already won.
Yeah, exactly. But I see it as just the beginning now. Like, now it's really go mode. Now that we've made it out of here.
That's huge.
You know, it's really like, it's like out of the frying pan and into the flames, for real.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's definitely like, there's times where you're like, oh, maybe I'm never going to be like bigger than like where I'm at right now. And then like you meet somebody and they were just like, oh, like, you're omgitsfendi, and you're just like, no, I'm actually Keyshawn, but like they don't know you as Keyshawn.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's always, dude, the amount of people that come up to me and they're just kind of like, oh, you're blessed Envision, and I'm just like, I'm actually Owalid.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's weird. Like 90% of the people that I talk to don't even know my name.
Right.
Wow.
And it's really weird. Like, this is the first time I've ever been introduced as Keyshawn.
Really?
on anything, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, a lot of people don't know my name. Like, and so like I hear Fendi more than Keyshawn now.
Do you think it's cool, or does it bother you?
No, I mean, it is what it is.
It's what it is, yeah.
I mean, it's just like expected, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's still unexpected. It's still I got used to it, but like when I'm with like LJ and stuff, they're like, it's crazy that like everybody be calling you Fendi. Like, no one calls you Keyshawn. Like, and I don't really think about it until like I'm with like the homies. Like,
right, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Like everybody calls me Fendi. For real.
That's huge. Yeah. There's definitely a really cool experience, just like knowing that the brand is bigger, or like your whatever else is bigger than what it started as. Because like people are just like, oh yeah, like Keyshawn's making music now. It's just like he's Fendi.
Yeah.
Like he's Blessed Envisions.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a cool feeling.
Yeah, no, for real. And like, I mean, you can call me whatever you want. I'm not like one of those artists that's like, don't call me by my name. Like if you can call me whatever you want. I mean, omgitsfendi is really just like the brand, I guess. Or
That makes
the
sense.
name
Yeah.
behind the music, but you know.
The way that we end the podcast is usually we say one thing we're blessed with, and then one thing we're envisioning for the future. We'll start off with Alex.
Yeah. Let's see. Thing I'm blessed with right now is, let's see. Things are picking back up again. End of the summer, looking like a big fall. I think for everybody.
Yeah.
Back to school, things like that.
Yeah.
Blessed for that, and envisioning a big fall. A lot of work to do, a lot of fun, some good stuff. Yeah.
One thing I'm blessed with is just after all this time being able to reconnect with
Yeah.
old friends.
No, when I seen you at the car meet, that was great. Man.
Dude, I saw you at the car meet and I just like looked over. I was just like, who's this tall guy?
I almost didn't even recognize you.
I didn't recognize you. I was just like, is that Keyshawn? And then I started walking over, and then you started walking over here. I was like, oh yeah. And then like you came over, I still didn't recognize you. I just like said hi, and then you were just like, oh, and we were like, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
nah,
crazy.
for real.
But no, definitely just like being able to reconnect with old friends, and then just all the new people we're meeting while still being true to, you know, the old friendships. Yeah. One thing I'm envisioning is I just left my job on Thursday, so I'm just envisioning everything for the future. Whole lot of plans, whole lot of work to do, but we're doing it. So here we are. So over to you.
One thing I'm blessed with is definitely like just all the support that I've been receiving from the start, but as of lately, it's just been overwhelming, like support from family, friends, and supporters. So I'm just beyond blessed to have the community behind me that I do. So I'm blessed with the backlot, and I'm envisioning a lot of money, a lot of money, a lot of money, a lot of money.
Yes,
For real,
sir.
manifesting all
Sir.
that.
Word. All right, guys, that's what we got. New episode. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you, guys. Peace.
Peace.